When we researched into the genre fantasy, we looked at different aspects that fantasy films all seem to have in common. Most of them had mystical creatures, a mysterious world, magic, or make-believe characters. There is also mysterious, interesting music which tends to build tension as it progresses. We researched this to give us ideas of different features that we could possibly use when we made our film. I analysed Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Alice in Wonderland and Pirates of the Caribbean. But as two of these were animated films, I paid most attention to Alice in Wonderland and Pirates of the Caribbean as they'd be most relevant and useful to when we made our film. In Alice in Wonderland, the scene begins with non-diegetic music, which sounds quite mysterious and mystical, so it suited the genre. We decided to include non-diegetic music in ours. Also, ours doesn't have much conversation in it, so we felt it was essential to have background music. It also helped define the genre as it was quite spooky music. Also, the films included a point of view shot, as shown in Pirates of the Caribbean with the man's hand on the girl's shoulder. So we decided it would be an ideal place to use one when turning on the light switch, as she'd be looking directly at the light switch when turning it on. The production splash also took place in Alice in Wonderland within the first few seconds, so we decided to put ours in there straight away when the film began. Also, both titles were shown in the first 2 minutes of both films. This is to properly introduce the film. Pirates of the Caribbean went straight in with the title, whereas Alice in Wonderland held back for a little bit, but still within the first couple of minutes. We decided to put ours in at the end of the 2-minute clip to allow time to build up the first scene and build up a bit of tension and wondering what may happen before we introduce the fact that there would be a dilemma happening. In both films there is a long shot near enough straight away of the main character. We decided to use this technique as well, as it introduces the character and shows what sort of person they're like and how they're dressed. Our character Emma was dressed in a hoodie, jeans and Converse, so you get the sense that she's just like your average gal, going through an attic as she is. We decided to use a bit of macho accent in our film. This wasn't in any of the films I analysed, however it was in other fantasy films that we had seen, for example Harry Potter. We felt that it fit the climbing up the ladder scene well. In both the films I analysed, it was clear that they were set in olden times, as shown with the hair, the costume and the makeup and the surroundings. Like the girl was wearing a long nightie, there were fire-lit lanterns, not like light bulbs and electricity. We decided to incorporate these olden times into our film by using a letter and a ring from a great-grandmother, which was clear that this letter was written in the olden days. We decided to use this as the way older people lived is like a different world to us, as we haven't lived it and experienced it ourselves. And the scenes in both Pirates of the Caribbean and Alice in Wonderland show this, as we are not used to these sorts of places.